What's going on? Tuesday painting stream. Sorry for being a little bit late there. That was my bad. Thought my phone was somewhere in the office, but it wasn't. It was in my car. And anyone ever do that? It kind of just... I have this problem where, like, whenever like I drive into my driveway or I like show up to work, I always like forget something in my car that's like critical. Like if I have to do a task it's slightly different than my normal like I got home routine. Like if I have to like bring something else into the house that I normally don't have to bring in, I will like forget my whole routine. I like forget to bring in things that I always forget, you know, or I always bring into the house, like a garage door opener or my cell phone. I'll just kind of leave it there. Anyways, we're all good, right?
Sure.
Oh, how you guys doing today? Not sure who needs to hear this, but I got an Elegoo Mars 3 resin printer for 180 bucks. I need an airbrush, and I need to find out if my 2-gallon airbrusher will hold at least 15 or 18 psi, whatever an airbrush needs. I'm not sure what that has to do with the 3D printer there, Sluggernaut. What up, Aerodreth? Are you practicing your stand-up right now? No, God no. I stutter far too much to do stand-up comedy. OSW Zenkiki, thank you for the sub. I missed what the message said though.
It said, celebrating 6 months, just played Shatterpoint on my Mustafar table, and it is awesome.
Excellent. Prime Day, just blabbing. Gotcha. Okay, yeah, it is Prime Day.
Oh my God, it's Prime Day.
Forest Wizard, good thing most of those ads came when the stream wasn't live. Okay, so for today, what we're gonna do.
Hey, hang on. If it's Prime Day, you know what we should tell people to do?
Prime sub?
Damn right.
Is that like cheaper on Prime Day?
No, probably not.
Okay.
We did have a couple other subs that we should thank, though.
Let's do it.
Jess777 resubscribed 7 months and said, "What is up, yo?"
What is up?
And Travel Cedric resubscribed 17 months. The Wee Beastie subscribed with Prime on Prime Day, 8 months. And did you call out PA Gamer Dad?
No, I did not.
PA Gamer Dad resubscribed with Prime for 10 months. Yesterday was my birthday, but here is a gift for you on Prime Day.
Thank you.
And then Blacksite Studios Terrain also subscribed for the first time.
Nice. Thank you, BSS.
And then we just had 2 roll out in while I'm reading these. Albinosaurus Jones and Rules Rick says, yeah.
I love that. I love all the references to Optimus Prime in the chat. I appreciate that. So yeah, I was we're gonna paint some Dark Eldar today. A long time ago I made a video called like how to paint the color yellow and why you should never ask. And in that video, basically, I try to develop a scheme for my Dark Eldar army, and I tried a bunch of different things. And the truth of that video was that I didn't really like any of the ideas I came up with in that video. Like none of the schemes for yellow Dark Eldar really kind of, you know, were cool to me. And so I had a couple ideas about how I can change the scheme recently to something that I probably will like. Like I have a reasonable degree of confidence. I would say like 85, 90% that we can come up with a good scheme. And so now I need to do some experiments. And that's what today's stream is gonna be, experiments. We're gonna figure out, can I use the place where the models are at as a stepping stone to get into the new scheme that I wanna do, or am I gonna have to redo stuff? Am I gonna have to redo some stuff, but not all of it? So yeah, today we're gonna try to take some of these yellow Dark Eldar that you probably have seen in a past video. They're partially painted, and see if we can use the progress made on the models to get us to the new place. If not, then we're gonna have to redo the whole thing. It's not a problem, I don't mind. I'm so far removed from when I first painted these models that I don't feel like I'm like really losing any time on painting them. I am, but I don't feel like I am.
Are you gonna be painting them yellow?
Yeah, at least in some way. Maybe not so on the nose, but yeah, in some way for sure.
So they're not going to be Dark Eldar.
They'll be significantly darker than they are now. A3 says he remembers those Dark Eldar. Heck yeah. What schemes do I have in mind? I think my idea is like kind of cool tactical desert camo. So like, I love the idea of khaki, black, maybe like military green in very small quantities, bright yellow for a spot color, bright teal for a secondary spot color. I might try to do 2 of those. Because I know on the old models, I had bright teal in the eye lenses, and I want to continue that in some way. Maybe the gems can be that, but like the eye lenses can be like a bright neon chartreuse or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna go with like, today we're gonna try out like black armor, khaki skin suits, black skin suits, khaki armor, which I'm really excited for. I think that's gonna look really cool. And then like, they have like a lot of like little sachets and things. I might have those be the military green and stuff like that, or like the tabard they have in between their legs. It's supposed to be like skin. It could be cool if it were military green, like it was rotting flesh or something like that. But yeah, hopefully, I think my coolest idea is going to be, I think, khaki armor, black skin suits. We will see though. I'll do the inverse of that. We'll try all sorts of stuff out today. But before then, I went to Texas this last weekend to visit Blacksite Studios and had a wonderful time. We filmed a really cool behind-the-scenes video, like kind of talking about how resin models are cast, specifically how they're cast spin casting and also dump molds. Dump molds being the one that you're probably most familiar with, and spin casting being a little bit of a different one that's normally applicable to pewter casting, but they use it for resin models, and it works perfectly fine for that. Also, I learned a lot about laser cutting and how that works for terrain and like all the things that laser cutters do. I thought it was just a laser, and it just cut through MDF, and that was it. But no, there's a lot that goes into laser cutting. From there needs to be compressed air in the system. There's power, obviously, for the laser. There's also water in the system, or some kind of coolant to cool the laser. So there's like lots of cool stuff that goes on with laser cutting. So that video is going to come out maybe in August. That's still is undetermined. And it's going to talk about kind of the behind the scenes for how those things are made, both resin models and and also laser cut painted MDF terrain. Is it my imagination, or does Scott look like he's still recovering from the effects of Texas heat? I just haven't showered. I haven't showered today, so my hair's kind of wild. You didn't visit the best city in Texas, which is San Antonio. I visited Waco and Austin. Are you still planning on trying out streams on YouTube? If so, is there an estimated time when you'll be doing that trial run? I think we would love to try that. Yeah, I don't know if there is a time frame that we have planned out, but honestly, if we don't plan it out ever, it's never gonna happen. So why don't we just like do it? We should do it on a week where there's a gaming stream. So why don't we just do it next week? Does that sound good, Evan?
There's no gaming stream. Oh, next week. Next week. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do it next week then. We'll do a painting stream and a gaming stream on YouTube. Just try it out, and we'll post it to the backlog channel, which I'm sure there is a command for. Austin, Texas is the tits. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, a lot of great food. My only complaint about Austin is that I have never in my life experienced more honk happy drivers, and that's like the nicest way that I can put it. Like, they were so aggro with the horn, like from
more than New York.
So we don't drive a ton when we're in New York, so I can't compare it. But like, my wife was doing the driving because she was the one who did the rental car, and so her name was on the thing, so she did the driving. And like whenever she stopped at a light to let a car turn left in front of her, or to what am I trying to say here? Or like to have a pedestrian cross the street because she wanted to take a right, and there's a pedestrian walking across the street. Instantaneously, there was someone honking at us to go. Or if there was a person in the parking lot of like a grocery store and they wanted to back up, if there were like 5 pedestrians walking behind the car, the person wanted to back up would just honk their horn like little taps repeatedly, saying like, "I'm going, watch out for me." And it's like, that's not how cars work and pedestrians. You just wait for the pedestrians and then you fucking go. But it was
in Texas, Scott.
It was crazy. Like, I swear there was like, we had 6 instances of people like just being impatient with Amber and being like, "Go! Like, you need to go now." It was weird.
I got places to be, people to shoot.
Yeah, it was weird. That was my only issue, and it happened a bizarre amount of times. I don't know what was going on there. Bakamaru says Texas drivers are dickheads. Proof I have lived here for 25 years. Yeah, okay.
Woof.
Illusionary voice. Oh, I thought you were planning to do 3 months to give it a fair chance. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we could do it for longer than a week. I'm not sure what is needed. You know, no huge choices need to be made about that. We could do it for longer than a week. Dude, yeah. So we were there. It was 104 degrees on like the hottest day, which I think was Sunday. It was freaking brutal. Vesser says, hey Scott, I got my shipping notification for my brush coffin and my warrior. Very excited for them to hang out next to my Ninja Opus brushes. Thinking of doing the warrior in Warcraft Demon Hunter style with the vibrant green tattoos. I wonder why you want to do it in that scheme. Probably because John painted my wood elf like a Warcraft night elf. Perhaps. The person was probably forklift certified and they need a noise when they back up. Yeah, maybe. They honk instead of shoot. This is true. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. The video was so much fun to shoot. I learned so much. I think it's gonna be an awesome edit. The guys at Blacksight took me out to shoot at a gun range. I shot a 50 caliber rifle. First time ever. That was a crazy experience. And then after that, we went to the Dr. Pepper Museum in Waco. We saw the Magnolia Barns in Waco as well. And we got to go to a lot of cool shopping, a lot of cool food in Austin. So it was good.
We also had a bunch of subs come in while you were talking about all that stuff. Atsu333 for a year. Sun's Ride for 16 months. Both of those were with Prime. Cornflake Justice, 7 months. Tuesday off, watching Miniac, some D&D later, and enjoying myself. Don't be gross. Love you all. Spatsnat, subscribe to 8 months. JPeso464, 8 months. And K Hestelos, which is definitely how that's pronounced, for 2 months.
Thank you for the subs, guys. That's awesome. So many.
We're 4 away from our giveaway.
Nice. Apex Legends Minis given away at 50 subs. My brush coffin arrived today, says Cornflake Justin. I love it. My desk feels so much better, cleaner, and frankly complete. Wonderful little box. Thank you, Cornflake Justice. I appreciate it. DJ Wag says, yeah, drivers are ass, but the food is unreal. As a Canadian living in Texas, I've never leaving because of that beautiful barbecue, Cajun, seafood, Mexican food. Yeah, it's great. It's great. If I want to go on a food trip coming to San Antonio, yeah, I feel like a lot of places have just wonderful food. Most metro areas, I'm pretty happy with. Okay, let's see what we can do with these models that we have so far. Okay, so this is what we got. We started with a beige to maroon zenithal undercoat because maroon just kind of works interestingly with yellow. So when I applied the yellow ink on top of that transition, the shading in the yellow didn't go necessarily orange, but it went kind of, an interesting kind of maybe like a warmer, redder orange color. And then the remaining khaki, the plan was that I was supposed to airbrush just the armor parts, and then the khaki remaining, which is the skin suit, was like close to just done. I would apply like a wash to that, and then it would be done. So this is where we're at. And those were the justifications for why the colors were chosen. There is a world where I can just paint on top of this yellow armor with like a black contrast paint. And in fact, let's just start there. We'll just see what that looks like. So we'll bust out some Grim Black. We'll try both Grim Black maybe and the other one that GW makes, just because there are different kinds of opacities, and we are going over yellow, which is kind of a weird color, but who knows? Maybe it'll look cool.
Arcane Paint subscribed with Prime, and Crazy Vazy just subscribed.
Thank you, Crazy Vazy. Graveyard Earth.
And Alamo 6.
Alamo 6.
Gifted us up.
All right.
Yeehaw.
I probably should have found these things beforehand. Okay, here's one of them. All right.
And 8-Bit Workshop just subscribed to push us at that 50 mark, and we're going to do giveaway.
What are you saying right now?
I said 8-Bit Workshop has subscribed to push us over the 50 mark, and we're going to do that giveaway.
Nice. All right, so we're going to run an Apex Legends miniatures. They're 3D printed STLs that were part of the most recent board game that got launched on Kickstarter. It comes with some terrain as well and some characters that you know from the original release of Apex Legends.
Stand giveaway to Apex Legends Mini.
Yep, just about that. Do you smell burnt toast?
You know, that's not actually a symptom of having a stroke.
It isn't?
No, it's weird.
All right. Let's see what it looks like to apply contrast paint to this yellow undercoat. See if it looks like black, or if it doesn't look like black, what it ends up looking like. It could be something kind of cool, who knows. I'm trying to be very mindful about GW contrast paint and how fast it likes to dry. I'm gonna try to start from one area and then like work out from there. Also want to be really careful that I don't get any black, if possible, on the skin suit. Although that could be challenging. Now, one thing that's problematic is that if I ever want to paint other models for this army, and I decide that this is good enough, applying black contrast paint over this yellow undercoat, then I'm gonna have to like redo the same process on future models with some kind of like bizarre reddish yellow undercoat with black on top of it, which is kind of weird.
Tudorar just subscribed with Prime. All right, I'm hitting the go button on the giveaway. There we go. Exclamation mark moist to enter. If you've won a giveaway in the last year, we will skip right over you if you win this one. Please don't enter if you're in a country or location that doesn't allow you to enter into raffles or random giveaways, but otherwise, you just have to be a follower of the channel and hit exclamation mark moist in the chat. And in 20 minutes, we'll pull a name, and if you're here, yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
Aerodreth says, honestly, I never bothered getting the exact scheme with every unit. I think a close enough but different scheme works well. Also differentiates different units. Also kind of helps you maintain your sanity.
Yes, that is definitely true. You don't need to have everything in your army looking the same. I learned that lesson when painting my wood elves. I have a lot of different kinds of greens in there, and for the most part, they look totally fine. Okay, so it is looking interesting. We're getting some kind of bad pooling right here on the shoulder. I should have caught that earlier. I didn't, so that's a potential problematic area. So is like the kneecap, like blade things, and maybe this forearm area. The helmet also is a problematic area, but I seem to have gotten lucky with that. No issues there. So we'll kind of let that sit there and dry. I kind of see like it feels like I'm peeling paint off of the edges of the model already. I don't even remember touching it. So I'll work with that. Now there are two kinds of Dark Eldar warriors. There are the kinds that have armor on their shins, and the kinds that don't. And I feel like the overall effect of the paint job is going to be different for each of these two different kinds of models, because you're going to see way more of the skin suit from the front side of the model than you are on the ones that have the shin covering the skin suit. So that's something that's worth talking about as well. How come you're painting over? HJam, I'm just not a fan of the paint scheme that I came up with. I don't like it. And instead of, kind of just being like, oh, okay, whatever, I've invested however many hours in painting my army this way, I'll just be unhappy with it for the rest of my life. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to instead try to repaint it in a way that I like it. Send me all the merch. I love it when you say skin suit. Ooh.
Sub can vote?
I think he's saying it, kind of like voting with your dollars in a way.
Oh, I thought they were saying 18 months is 18 years.
Okay, so we tried out the, I kind of like that. I kind of like how it's like a yellowy black. I wonder if there's some way that we could like kind of clean it up a little bit. It's a very unique kind of color though. Black over yellow. I think with an edge highlight or something like that, maybe it would look even cooler. Not sure.
Light with yellow, huh?
Like a very, if you mix yellow and black, you kind of get like this browny color. If I did something like that, what would that look like?
I think you should edge highlight with like canary yellow.
Canary yellow. Yeah, I think that'd be a little bit too stark.
I think it would look sick.
Sick. Okay, now I want Grim Black from Army Painter, and we'll kind of just do a test with that. Yeah, okay. I thought I put it out on my shelf. Scott just wants to play Wu-Tang Clan's Killer Bees. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that I'm trying to not do. I'm trying to not have it appear like a bumblebee. Like if it feels that way by the end of the paint scheme, then I've failed ultimately. I broke and ordered the General Grievous box for Shatterpoint the other day. I guess I am not waiting on Gungans. I also, the Inquisitor box is just like, that's the one for me. So I'm gonna pick that one up. Gotta say, I think your current / past scheme for this army is sick. One of my favorites. It's gonna be sad to see that weird yellow toned down. Hey, I mean, if you like it, and you like Dark Eldar, feel free to use it for your own army.
Yeah, there's a nice guide that you can follow.
Yeah. Okay, let's pull out some more handles here. Let's see what happens. I second the, yeah, that has kind of been a suggestion in the past, like a Yellow Jacket-esque theme. But to me, when I think of Yellow Jacket themes, that just makes me feel like it's a sports team, like a sports mascot could be an insect of some kind. And that's, generally speaking, sports mascots and colors are quite gaudy, and I'm not a fan of them. So hopefully it doesn't feel like an insect. But that's not to say it's bad, that's just my preference. All right, let's try this again. We'll use Grim Black this time. I should be recording this as well, because this is going to be for a video ultimately.
Content.
Oh, wow, that's got a lot of flow. Holy shit. All right, so the shoulder pads, got to be mindful of that area.
GJ Wags wants to know, if you could name your own sports team, what would it be, and what would the colors of the team be?
It's a great question. I'm not a huge sports person.
I mean, you play volleyball.
That's true.
What if you owned a professional volleyball team?
I mean, I'd want to make them like. I want the mascot to be like vampire themed or something like that. Call them like the Cincinnati Bloodsuckers, something like that. And then I think the colors are probably self-explanatory. That's kind of boring. Just keep going here.
Mike Genie says, of all the places for Scott's team to be from, Ohio?
I don't know. That's a good question. I just thought of a random city. Who knows?
Vince approves of this.
I want like a scheme that is easy to execute on. It's not a thing that I'm good at, chat. I'm not good at figuring out a scheme that's like easy. And I think it's a little bit more challenging with Dark Eldar just because they aren't just entirely one color.
They could be.
They could be. And maybe that would look good. I'm sure there are box art schemes that are like that have the leather suit the same color as the armor, or like a color that's near in value or hue, so that you can like kind of get it done a little bit more fast.
You just paint it all black, and then anything that's leather you edge highlight in like a light brown, and anything that's metal you edge highlight in a gray. Boom, done.
Boom, roasted.
Okay. We'll kind of let that dry and just kind of see what that looks like when that's done. And now what I'll do on this last one is I'm gonna paint the armor Abaddon black, which is a really satin black. And then just do one gray edge highlight. Maybe the gray will be mixed yellow into the black. That probably won't do a ton of interesting things, but we'll see what that looks like. So this is gonna take the longest, because I'm just gonna sit here, I'm just gonna base coat armor black, but...
Gory Zion just subscribed with Prime.
Corey who?
Gory Zion.
Gory Zion.
Ah! Okay, we're back.
Cincinnati is always a good decision. Whew. Guessing it'd be the Counts? There you go. See? Yeah, that's a much better idea than Bloodsuckers. I thought I was going to be the Minneapolis sex pervert, the MSPs. Savannah Bananas. That's funny. Okay, let's get some black paint on this palette.
And as a reminder, we are doing a giveaway currently. If you'd like to enter, !moist in the chat. Got about 9 minutes left on that. Please don't enter if you're in an area that doesn't allow you to enter raffles. You must be a follower of the channel, so that way we can send you a message and I can do my bit asking you for your shipping information. We're giving away some Apex Legends minis, of which the box is somewhere. It was on my desk last week.
It's over here.
Okay. Cool. Scott could show it off on stream, but he's not gonna.
Instead of asking me like an adult, Evan's gonna just subtly throw shade at me.
It's not shade. I just stated what I thought to be a fact at the time. You just wanted to prove me wrong.
Just terribly organized little foam insert here with several characters from Apex Legends and also several different ability effects.
JTP Crusade says, "Hey Scott, how was Super America?" Around here, that question has a very different meaning.
Yeah, I think that's a gas station, right?
Yeah, it used to be a gas station.
Oh, it was pretty good. I went to Buc-ee's as well. I don't know if you guys know what Buc-ee's is, but it's like this massive, absolutely massive gas station.
Buc-ee's is everything.
It's amazing. It honestly, I wish we had it here because I would go there all the time. Open 24/7. They have there's tons of like ready to eat food. There's like all kinds of there's clothing. There's other groceries. There's probably jewelry in there. It's just like Buc-ee's was just so gigantic. It was awesome. It was
Buc-ee's is like a hybrid between a supermarket and a gas station and a YMCA.
Tell me you had the beaver nuggets. No, I didn't have beaver nuggets, but I had, they make chips. We had those. We had the cinnamon walnuts or almonds. And then we had the other ones, the beef jerky.
The beef jerky.
It's like the Walmart of rest stops. Yeah, you could say it. You could say it like that. You know, I don't think painting this on is going to be like the most efficient use of time here.
Yeah, Lummox Beast. They retired the Super America branding like 2 or 3 years ago, I think.
All right, I'm going to airbrush this on, actually.
Oh my god, airbrushing?
Oh my god!
People get mad when you do that.
Do they?
Not in here. I just mean generally.
Oh, sometimes. Which one did I go to? I went to the one in between Waco and Austin. I'm not sure which one that was. I did not go to Franklin's. I didn't want to deal with the line. I went to Terry Black's, though, and that was really good. I think I'm discovering that I'm not a huge brisket fan. I think brisket, even though when you cut it, it looks insanely juicy and fatty, in like 5 minutes is a little bit dry. But like the pork ribs, the sausage, the cornbread, the mac and cheese, everything else from Terry Black's is fucking amazing. Yeah, I've had brisket several times from several different places, and I've never been like super blown away by it.
I do think that of all the barbecue staples, the brisket is at the bottom of the list for me.
The thing is that I feel like it's very often spoken about with such high regard. Do you think so? It's the thing I hear about the entire time.
I mean, I kind of agree.
Someone saying that I'm getting a flat, not the point. I actually prefer dry meat. Illusionary voice. There is a timer. When is it? When we do the giveaway, Evan?
When did we start it?
How much longer until you draw a person?
4 minutes and 32 seconds.
There you go, illusionary voice. Good brisket is very difficult to do. You'd figure that if you're going to find good brisket anywhere, it'd be in Texas. Also, Terry Black's was one that got recommended by a lot of people, and it was really good. Wasn't super keen. Okay, I need some. What is this called? Airbrush thinner. Go to Lagrange.
Only the driest meat.
It's a little too high for the air pressure. Turn it down a bit.
Oh, a lot of you guys said that I should try out Dice Throne as inspiration for my
Game?
and I tried it out. I picked up the Vampire set and the Seraph set. I picked up the Tactician and Huntress set, and I picked up the Cursed Pirate and Artificer set. I went a little crazy. I thought I was gonna play with 5 people, and then only 3 showed up, and so I didn't need 6 sets. But yeah, I tried it out. And it was pretty good. It's like, I hate Yahtzee. And this is like souped up Yahtzee. But like, that sounds like a bad comparison, but like it's actually a really enjoyable game and I want to play it more. But like the core gameplay loop is very Yahtzee-esque. You have 5 dice that you reroll 3 times looking for certain combos that are basically your abilities. It's a very fun game. I actually really recommend it. All right. All right, that's nowhere near enough paint. What game? We're talking about Dice Throne.
Dice Throne. Also, last call on the Apex Legends Minis giveaway. If you're in an area that allows you to enter giveaways and you're a follower of the channel, you should type !moist. Because in 90 seconds, we're going to be giving it away to someone in the chat.
Dope Throne. Are you going to paint a whole army? I think that's kind of always the idea, but the goal for now is not to do that necessarily, but to instead paint like the smaller sized force in 40K. Not the kill team. Boarding action? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I believe that's correct.
Juice Fruit says, I have some larger models in my unpainted pile, and I'm wondering if you think an airbrush is worth getting, if anything, just to have for larger
Combat
minis.
Patrol.
Combat Patrol. Thank you, guys.
I thought boarding action was also a thing.
It is a thing. I don't know what it is, though.
Oh, hey, the Spain of Plastic just subscribed.
I think an airbrush is probably a worthwhile thing to get if you can afford to get one.
The time to enter is over. The time to pick has begun. You gotta be kidding me. Mike Genie. Has Mike won before? I don't think he has.
I can't remember.
Yeah, we don't have a spreadsheet right now. Mike Genie, have you won before?
I love how hyped chat is for Mike Genie. He deserves it. He deserves it. All right, let's keep going here. I'm kind of shocked at how challenging it is to fucking airbrush black over yellow. They keep adding more and more paint.
I'm getting there, Mike. Hold your horses. I also have to put together a spreadsheet, so. Okay, Mike. I am doing the bit now as requested. I need your full name. Was a K.
It's all worth it, Mike. Now you can leave and never come back. You finally got your giveaway.
Email address. Shipping
Am I the best ever?
address.
Oh my god, he's doing it! Oh my god!
And a list of all diseases you are susceptible to. So how do you spell susceptible? S-U... No, that's not right. S-U-S-C-E-P-T-I-B-L-E? Yeah. I need to make sure do the bit.
All right. Got a nice even coat.
People get mad.
Rock and Stone, yeah!
DJ Wags says, for the next giveaway, can y'all DoorDash us some tendies?
It's a funny idea. But no!
If we ever start live streaming filming Tup, that would be the giveaway.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Is this working?
Uh-oh.
What?
I didn't change how much Rock and Stone costs to redeem after last stream.
I'll just change it right now.
I don't have the login information anymore. I couldn't possibly do that.
For Rock and Stone!
All right. So I'm learning a lesson right now. It's not worth it to
Did I hear a Rock and Stone?
paint Abaddon black over the yellow. I should just reprime the models just because
For Rock and Stone!
it's actually really struggling. The black is really struggling to cover over yellow, which is, I didn't think that would be the case. But yeah, there's like definitely yellow showing up
Rock
in the
and
base coat
Stone,
after
yeah!
a couple different layers of Abaddon black.
I kick ass.
All right, I'm gonna try like a very subdued
Rock
zenithal
and
highlight
Stone,
with
yeah!
by mixing a little bit of Averland Sunset into this black that I have in here. I want like a grayish,
For Rock and Stone!
a little bit brighter than black highlight. I'm gonna do a little bit of a zenithal, like 15 seconds, 20 seconds, and then I'm gonna do some edge highlighting.
Rock and Stone, yeah!
Oh, look at that. You brought up the cheap sound alerts. Now everyone's doing it. It's like he intended for that or something.
I would never do something like that.
Did
Scott.
I hear a Rock
That's
and
insanity.
Stone?
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Rock and Stone,
What have you done?
yeah!
All right, that's going to get old really fast, people who are actually listening to the stream, I bet.
Oh,
For
don't
Rock
worry
and
about it. It has
Stone!
multiple different quotes that it rotates through because I figured out how to do that.
All right. My original statement still stands. All right, I'm going to take a little bit of yellow here.
Did I
There
hear
isn't
a Rock
really
and
any black
Stone?
left in the airbrush, but we can always add more black as we see fit. I only show my channel points on Gamva and foot cam, so y'all are safe. Okay, thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.
Rock and Stone, yeah!
Okay, let's do a little bit of thinner in there. just to kind of see what kind of color we're getting here. Okay, yeah. It's kind of interesting. I'm gonna get a little bit more black. This is actually a really interesting way that you can get highlights for black, because black is such a low value color. Everything in like your available range is brighter than it, as a higher value. And so you can like mix any color you want into black to, almost to get a highlight. In this case, we're mixing yellow in to get kind of like a grayish, brownish highlight for our black. I'm just airbrushing out whatever was remaining in the airbrush. It's kind of greenish. Interesting. Maybe that'll work out well with our military green color as well. All right. I don't want to just like kind of haphazardly spray from above down on the model. I kind of want to like hit very specific points just really quickly if I'm able to. Like the top of his conical helmet, for instance. We're on 20 PSI. Kind of turn it down a little bit, maybe 18, 17 PSI. Okay. That didn't really do anything.
What?
That didn't really do anything. That's fine. I always struggle to use an airbrush in that way, where it's like I'm trying to very selectively shoot at small parts of the model. You need a much more substantial jump in color to really see the difference when you're doing things like that. So going from a near black to a slightly brighter gray isn't going to be enough, really. But let's throw some edge highlights on these sharp panels here and just kind of see what it ends up looking like. Maybe a little bit thicker of an edge highlight. That's a little bit too thin. My hope was that because Abaddon Black is such a satin black paint, that the satin finish of the paint would do some of the heavy lifting for me. In terms of like there being highlights and whatnot. Oh, I finished reading my game tech book by Jeff Engelstein. Now I'm on to my next game development related book called The Theory of Fun.
I'm excited to learn more about game design. Hey Scott, what do you use to ventilate your airbrush?
I don't really ventilate.
He uses his lungs.
I just airbrush for such short periods of time that it always feels like such a waste to set up all my stuff. So what I would normally use is just a mask, some kind of mask, and that's good enough for me.
Was the game tech book any good / useful? Yeah, it was phenomenal. You know, a lot of people tell me that the pose that I have for painting is gonna mess me up. But I'm being totally honest with you guys. I've been painting like this for like literally 2 decades, and I'm fine. So either I'm just not old enough yet, you know, I'm 30, 31, or I'm actually fine. That or I do enough other physical activity to make it not a problem. What on earth was that sound, Evan?
I'm just looking for new candidates for the sound redeems, and one of the options was Rich Evans' laugh.
Rich Evans' laugh.
Yeah. You know, Rich Evans from Red Letter Media.
Oh, okay. Scott's physiology has grown all the muscles he needs to be in goblin painting mode for hours at a time. Miniac paints like an old lady. Yep, still bendy young. Scott built different. I'm 42 and I'm hunched over with my legs crossed under my chair. You're fine, lol. Yeah, I think for certain people, you know, some things will work, some things won't work. I'm mixing a little bit more of this paint, this black and this yellow together, just to get a little bit more of an opaque version of it. It seems like it's not very... doesn't have good coverage properties.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Man, there's Dark. I always kind of forget like how insane Dark Eldar armor is. There's like just so much. There's so many edges to highlight. It's incredible. Knee blades. Yeah, they got knee blades. They're weird. What brush am I using? I'm using the Mindworks brush right now.
Best in life.
And that seems to work great
Crush
for
your
me.
enemies.
Conan, what is best in life?
And to hear the lamentation of the women.
Those are 1,000 channel points. Appreciate it. Man, speaking of Conan, I'm surprised we don't get more of that group of works. Love me some Robert E. Howard. There's a lot of it in the display model world.
We don't need to be recording for so long.
I'm gonna have to turn that one down.
Yeah, I can hear it on the headphones. I'm not even wearing the headphones. It's incredible. What about the Vince Venturella shirt? Yeah, we're gonna have to get some actual thematic ones as opposed to, you know, content creation. I don't even listen to. Actually, those sound bites are on the root of the NAS, Evan. If you want to see if you can find them, the Vince Venturella ones.
Sure, I can poke around.
What is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women. What is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
Did I hear a rockin' stone?
Okay.
For rockin' stone!
Seems like an interesting idea, doing a black edge highlight on doing a yellow and black edge highlight on black armor. I think what I want to do is on these three that I've painted so far, I want to work on the khaki and then see how that works. When like the khaki and the black armor are like kind of painted, because it's kind of hard to tell when it's just black that's painted if like an idea is working. I'm gonna use Rakarth Flesh. That's the base paint from GW that is a little khaki-ish.
What is best in life? To crush your enemies.
What cabal am I
them driven
painting?
before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
It's a custom cabal that I made up called the Cabal of the Withering Sun.
We are draining those channel points today.
Yeah, and scaring off literally everyone who wants to watch the stream at the same time.
I don't know if your count keeps going up, Scott.
All right. Happy to be wrong.
Points grow stream.
We're seeing a major economic shift in the PP buck. Sounds cool. Very Drukhari. Yeah, it's an idea that I thought of a long time ago, where a cabal of Dark Eldar attempted to steal a sun from a neighboring imperial city, and they couldn't control the power of its thermodynamic energy, and it obliterated their little home in the webway. And so now they have this sun that's just kind of like rampant in their part of the webway, and it's just like turned their area into like a desert oasis. And so now like all of their armor reflects that. They have like khaki colored armor, and they all wear helmets to protect from the sun and stuff like that. I think this idea, the black armor and the khaki suit, is gonna probably look bad. Just because of what we're seeing right now on these kinds of models, where it's like, okay, I'm armored head to toe, other than my feet, just wearing white shoes. It's got white trainers on. It just looks bad.
Do you know where on the NAS they are?
Right in the root.
Oh, I see. Yeah, they are right here. Sick.
Lol, Air Force Ones, exactly, yeah.
How do I upload? Yes, I would like to upload my first sound.
Yeah, Blue 9, something like that. Kind of like a sandstorm, desert wasteland kind of thing. I think this idea would look a little bit better if it was painted on some of those earlier models that I did, where they're like they don't have armor on their shins and stuff, just so you can see it from the front of the model. Well, there are some other parts. Yeah, see, it's gonna have white shoes, white hands. I'm gonna have the Mickey Mouse cabal. I suppose I could paint the suit to be like military green, kind of similar to the color of the edge highlight on the armor, and that would look a little bit less like painful. Okay, let's see if I can sneak some of that paint in. It's like right here alongside the body. Honestly, I'm gonna paint a little bit more before I kind of totally give up on this idea. I'm gonna take some Deathworld Forest, which is like a nice military green, and I'm gonna paint the tabard and like some of like the little sashes on his knees with this color, kind of just break up the black a little bit more. Check these Flying Maiden skin shoes. Yeah, no kidding, right? Did I finish Neferata? No, I didn't finish Neferata, but it's over there. I'll finish it at some point. I just gotta finish the base. However, the experiment that we did, which was putting Mod Podge Dimensional Magic directly on top of the mossy stuff, Dirty Down Moss. You can see it right there next to her tail, the tail of the Dread Abyssal. The moss effect is still totally intact under that glossy little pool. So that's totally legit. Like, you can add little pools with that product and it won't get rid of the moss. So good to know. Good to know.
Just paint a Supreme logo on his chest. There it is.
Here we go.
Have I watched Painting with John on HBO Max? No, I haven't. What is that? I like it, to be honest. Kind of think of the armor in Dune, the movie, in a way, but instead of the blue, you got the greenish yellow tint to the armor versus the bluish they had. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of like that, but I don't know. It could be, I think it could be a little bit, I don't know if like they had like bright shoes in Dune, you know? In my head, it doesn't remind me of the movie a ton.
How do I test this?
Test what?
Nothing.
Okay.
Chat, you gotta keep Evan honest. I can't hear what he's doing.
Let's just make this one really cheap. Go nuts. Sure.
I don't know. I watch a lot of content from Eon's Battle when he's like painting armies and stuff. And it just seems like he's able to knock that shit out so fast. And it like makes me like self-conscious about painting armies. Because I feel like I'm unable to paint anywhere near as fast as he is with his armies.
Sure.
And I feel like you can't paint an army anymore and just like sit there and base coat parts of the model. Like no one's gonna care about that kind of painting style. That's how I
Here's
paint,
why you're
you know,
wrong.
normal models, right? I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna base coat the fabric just for a little bit. Seems like he's got a trick for everything. My army painting power level isn't that high yet.
Sure. You know, your Vince sound bites are panned left.
Yeah. Can you like just make them mono in the app?
Unfortunately, no. I'm gonna have to edit them and re-upload them.
Okay. This is honestly enough to like kind of get a vibe for what the unit might look like with the other green elements painted, like the sash and the thing. Oh, there's more. There's more. Let's paint this as well. It's very tactical. Before the stream, I kind of looked up some other options for desert desert khaki, and there was some like very subdued military greens in there, which is why I'm adding them now. Seems pretty cool. I don't need to paint the back thing. I just need to see the front. I'm kind of vibing with that. Looks okay. Looks okay. See ya later, Thedoy Delatinar. Jesus Christ, what a name. I think your pace is okay for test models so far. Yeah, for test models, I feel okay. Any suggestions for my Gene Stealer cult? The stand on a road bases and on the road theme. I'm not sure what you're asking for. I need more direction if you need help with the scheme.
Name suggestions.
Name? Oh, I have no clue. Sorry, no clue on that. Okay, let's take a look at. Let's do some comparison. The left is the Grim Black, and the right is the Black Templar. In terms of covering over yellow, they're both kind of similar, but if I'm looking at just the legs, I don't know, the Grim Black kind of looks smoother. It looks like it applied more smoothly over the armor, but they're pretty damn close in terms of like result. Coronary jump says he likes the right one. Okay.
I like the wrong one.
I don't think this is a solution anyways. I don't think it looks good. Although, we will try to finish up the khaki here. So I got some black. Let me try to fix that up a bit. Nice. He will know. Wait, isn't it he will know your customs as if he was born with them? Is that the quote?
Our customs?
Our customs? I can't remember what it is. Alright, yeah, I got a lot of yellow overspray on some of these leathery suits, so let me just reapply some of this khaki. That's what I had to do for the original scheme as well. I wanted to be tasteful, but sexy, because it's Dark Eldar. Transcript says his customs. Oh, that's kind of interesting.
What's your next giveaway be, chat?
Shai Halud. That's a fun word to say.
Should do a giveaway on an Elegoo resin 3D printer, and then I should win it.
Oh yeah, like the 12K one that's sitting right behind me?
Yeah. Easy.
How about no? Yeah, we didn't do any mail time, but I got some, I got a resin cleaner, or a resin print cleaner and curing station, and also I got the new 12K Saturn Ultra.
I need it.
I need it.
That's true. Mike Genie says, I no longer care what the next giveaway is. I have been freed from the shackles of exclamation mark moist for 1 calendar year. I have ascended.
I have ascended. There's like a little bit of khaki like under the helmet, but I don't know how I'll ever be able to nail that.
Chat, over the last year, we have successfully thinned out this giveaway box a lot. Pickings are getting slim. We might have to just give away genetic material or something.
Genetic material?
Yeah, we'll send you 1 hair follicle of Scott's so you can clone him. Cloning machine not included.
I don't know about that, Evan.
Scott, are you saying that you don't want chat to clone you?
I'm not super keen on the idea yet.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay. Well, my loss, I guess.
how about the dog?
The dog.
Bullet or Crusher. You can clone your own Bullet or Crusher.
That I'm okay with.
Bullet or Crusher DIY kit. Cloning machine not included.
I'll brush me with Scott's hair. Could be like Galadriel. A hair from my golden head.
Clone your own Galadriel. These are always successful. And it's another one. So, miniature. It's time for another random bag o minis. I don't know what these ones are.
I mean, that's why it's a random bag of miniatures.
Normally, I can kind of ascertain what it is, but this one in particular, they appear to be fantasy miniatures. Oh yeah, that's a centaur, dude. Okay. They are fantasy miniatures.
Maybe I can help figure out what it is?
No, it's better if we don't know.
Am I supposed to type something to enter the drawing? The drawing is not going to happen yet. We just hit 50 subs and did a drawing for the Apex models. Evan is now currently picking out new models to do the next time we hit 50 subs. And it looks like we are 14 subs. We are 14 subs toward 50 for the next giveaway.
Yep. So another 36.
Comparing yourself to Galadriel, modest. You will have a queen, not beautiful but terrible as of all. All shall love me and despair as a Thoth. Okay, we got some like basic highlights on the khaki. They're not perfect, but I assume once we apply a wash to them, a lot of like the magenta or like the bad blending might go away a little bit. That's just an assumption I'm making. I'm not sure if that's actually true. I will also paint the sash things green.
JTP Crusade just gifted 2 tier 1 subs.
Ooh, thank you, JTP. Appreciate it. Appreciate it a lot.
Miniatures Den says, salutations, Scott and people.
What up, Vincenzo?
Bold of you to assume that the people in chat are actually people.
As opposed to
The not people in chat?
helicopters?
That too.
Apache attack helicopters?
That is a very, very dated and somewhat offensive meme, sir.
Is it offensive?
To some people.
Is it offensive to Apache helicopters?
No.
Okay.
AI simulated viewers. Non-human entities. Or NHPs, I believe, is what Lancer uses for them. Non-human persons.
Who's Lancer?
Lancer is a role-playing game setting.
Oh, okay. Do they have any, like, bandages they wrap around stuff? Doesn't look like it. All right, cool. Let's get some black wash and some sepia wash and try that. I feel like this Nolan oil wash I have, I know is very glossy. I'm not looking forward to using it. I like being an attack helicopter though, do you? You never see this part of a painter, kind of love it. The experimental part. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna
Isn't the new formula glossy, Scott?
It is glossy. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. If I was not saying it correctly, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's quite glossy, and I actually really don't like how glossy it is. All right, so we'll just apply a little bit of a sepia wash to this Reikland Flesh Shade. Not Reikland Flesh Shade. What's it called? Rakarth Flesh. That's what it's called. GW paints work really well with GW washes just because of how satiny the paint is. It sinks nicely into all those recesses. This is the old Seraphim Sepia, so this won't be satin. It won't be glossy like the new formula is.
Zerbads the Terrible says, you didn't have a dozen of the old pots in your hoard?
I did not, sadly.
Scott does have a hoard of GW paints that is like the entire range as of a couple years ago.
I do, yeah.
It's sitting in a cardboard box in front of me. I know because it was poured out recently.
Okay. Let's also apply this to the guy who has the old school style of khaki stuff. Khaki, I want to call it a skin suit, but someone gave me grief for saying the word skin suit earlier. What's the right term for this tightly fitted athletic wear that the Dark Eldar have? Isn't it a skin suit? Am I wrong? Sexy outfit, flesh dress, still suit, flesh pants, cat suit. All good options.
Spanx. Definitely Spanx.
All right, we're going to say Spanx from now on.
Does that guy have a face?
Yeah. I honestly, one thing about the Dark Eldar that I could really just leave is the helmets, especially the helmets of the warriors. They look so stupid. I would love to find an alternative helmet that I could 3D print for this army because, man, they look dumb. Okay. We've applied some sepia wash to the khaki. Let's also apply a little bit of black wash to the green camo-y stuff. Just kind of see what that looks like.
Your green camo-y stuff.
Got him.
Boom.
I have no face, but I must scream. Danimals! Thank you for the sub, Dan. Appreciate it.
Wow, Dan's only been subbed for 10 months.
Gimp suit.
Pathetic, Dan.
Compression suit, base layer. It's called Zentai. I don't know about that. Body paint, they're naked.
Damn, Dan's about to break through the 300 rock barrier.
Oh my gosh. It's happening.
Yeah, they could be sponsored by Under Armour. That should be your army scheme. Just paint the Under Armour logo on them.
Yeah. Okay. These don't necessarily look good. And that's okay. Because really what I'm trying to test out is just like how little effort can I put into these models and have them still look good. So on the left one, I tested something. Rebase coating with Rakarth Flesh and applying Seraphim Sepia. And on the right one, I used like the shitty undercoat that had yellow and magenta kind of all over it. And I washed that in Seraphim Sepia. And my theory that the Seraphim Sepia would like do anything to hide that is largely false. I think you can still see a lot of the yellow. I don't mind that you can see the magenta, that's not a problem, but the fact you can see the yellow overspray is problematic. The black base coat with an edge highlight compared to the applying an instant paint over yellow armor, that's also tested here. I feel like what I want is something in the middle. I don't want it to be this dark with that invisible of an edge highlight, and I don't want it to be this yellowy black. So I want something in the middle.
Why don't you try doing another layer of contrast black over the one that you already did one layer on?
Sure, let's do that. Not a bad idea. We still haven't tested the inverse, which I think is gonna look the best. I think it's gonna look the best to have khaki armor and a black and black Spanx. But I don't know yet. So let's try Evan's suggestion here. We will apply some more Grim Black. See what happens.
Left feels more like a stealth suit, needs more camo. See, that's the thing I'm kind of... I don't know if I want to do. I don't know if I want to do like camo, like a camo pattern. Like I don't want it to take forever. I do want to actually come up with a scheme for my Dark Eldar where it's like 30 to 40 minutes of like a warrior is like that kind of the sweet spot for me, I think. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Where's the Grim Black? Why am I always losing shit? Camo colors. Oh, I got you. Yeah. Yeah, probably. I think I'd like to... I used to use brown on the old scheme, so I might reuse some brown.
It is the most real color.
Brown is the most real color?
Yeah.
Says who?
Brown is real, man.
As opposed to...
Everything else.
Everything else.
Real is brown. Brown is real. I learned that from Call of Duty.
Okay. All right. Give me that morn thing, baby. Yeah, I was thinking a little bit darker. Ah! Okay, let's try again. I feel like this is going to be too much. I'm going to mix a little bit of the Army Painter medium into this. I think it's going to be too dark.
He's thinking.
Violet is the most violent of colors. Debatable. All right, I put 3 droplets in there. Let's see if that makes any difference at all.
Is there a reason that monitor over there is on?
That monitor is supposed to be the B-roll monitor, but...
I mean, I know what it's for. I'm just saying, is there a reason that it's on?
No, there's no reason that's on.
I'm going to save the plant.
Okay. Oops. Oh, I don't think that's really doing anything. Am I like doing the thing where I'm like reactivating this paint and shit? And
I don't know, maybe, but you might have just overthinned it.
yeah, or that. Pot pie?
You just see something in the fridge that looks like a pot pie.
Oh, I think that's Alex's. Okay. Well, we'll let it dry and see what happens. And while we're doing that, let's try the inverse. Let's try some khaki armor and some black skin suit. So for this, I feel like we should definitely be able to get away with applying I feel like I mentally like leave the phrase that I was saying before I like fully formed the sentence in my head.
Yeah, what are you trying to say?
We're gonna do khaki armor now and a black like skin suit.
Okay, that part made sense.
And for this, I should be able to apply black on top of like the undercoat that we had, which is like this kind of khaki and magenta thing, and that should look good. I think that should get us to a place where it's like done right away. And then I can paint the rest of the armor with a paintbrush. Maybe? Okay. Let's do this. I'm gonna airbrush this guy with all khaki and just get it to a what's that one undercoat that GW uses for their contrast paints where it's like kind of more of a yellowy bone color. They have gray sear and something bone, right? Wraith bone. We'll do something like that. Wraith bone.
No Nat Rain just resubscribed with Prime.
Thank you, No Nat Rain.
Just tuned in. What's this giveaway? Well, the giveaway is not currently going, but the next giveaway is a random bag of miniatures. I mean, they're all from one thing, but it's a big plastic bag full of minis.
Okay. I'm gonna get me a new X-Acto blade here. Just in case you guys were curious, I airbrushed a lot of stuff on these models, and then I airbrushed the base separately, and then I just super glued the models to the base, and a lot of them broke off of the base. And that's partially because there's like a decent amount of texture on the base, and so there wasn't like a good area to like glue feet. You know what I'm saying? Like there isn't like a flat area for feet. And so if you try to do a similar strategy, I would recommend you probably pin the models.
I think there's merit to having them not well attached to the base. Because if you drop a mini and it hits the ground and something is going to break, the connection between them and the base is probably the best thing to break. Because if you pin them, that force has to go somewhere else.
I think that is a reasonable statement, but I think the problem is that it's very difficult to like know how much is enough. And so it's like, if my army was like they are now, they would be constantly breaking off when I don't want that to happen. So it's like, it's, you know, you got to figure out what that sweet spot is. Sure, you could try to have it set up so that that is the case and that the models will break off the base and not like ruin their ankles and shit like that. But I feel like in trying to do that, you will just make models that are not strongly attached to their base and then break off more often than they should.
Maybe.
It's hard to know.
What you should do is just magnetize the bottom of their feet and magnetically stick them to every base.
Just wanted to clean off the bottom of one of these bases here so we could pen to some cork for this particular test. Get a little hand drill. All minis should have clear bases.
Truly a hot take.
I don't think I'm like super opposed to that. I understand what you're saying. The only problem with that idea is that you'd be surprised how much a base elevates a paint job. So I get that you're trying to have the clear base meld nicely with like whatever terrain you're putting the minis on. I get that a lot, but it's like the return on investment for a nice base on a paint job is just so ludicrously high that I feel like you would lose a lot of really easy curb appeal if you were to do that. Nurgle take. They should. I get what you're saying. I get it. Slugonix, have you ever been playing a board game with miniatures and had the base of the model obscure the board and like had that affect your experience?
Also, there's no possible way. Once the mini has been placed on the board, it cannot be moved. We all know this. If you're playing a board game and it's obscuring text on the board, there is literally nothing that can be.
Okay, you can ignore Evan. He's being an asshole. But like, I'm being totally honest. Like, I've never like played a board game and been like, oh man, the base is blocking something really important on the. Like, it never was like an inconveniencing thing. So, I'm not sure that that's much of a leg to stand on in terms of argument. A correct asshole. Yeah. All right, got a nice little hole in there. Let's get us a pin, and we'll stick it in some cork. As well as you'd have to paint every single mini off the base or painter's tape. I mean, that isn't too big of a deal. It's not too challenging to paint every single model not on a base. I guess one thing that's a little bit more difficult is how do you attach the model to the clear base without affecting the clearness, right? You need like a silicone pin, like
Just
a clear.
be very, very judicious with the super glue and everything being exactly under the feet. And everything.
Yeah. You could do that's a solution as well.
Bases obscure artwork much more than text. Sure. At least for me, the artwork on the board is not that important to look at while playing. Particularly if I put all the effort into painting a miniature for the game, I would much rather you be looking at my miniature and having it on a nice, clearly established base that complements the miniature, rather than on whatever background the board happens to have in the place that the mini is placed on.
I agree. But I do understand the appeal of clear bases.
Yeah, I use clear bases on my D&D stuff on a pretty regular basis. And that actually is for gameplay functionality, because if you're playing D&D and you have like a whiteboard that you're playing on or something like that, that might be important to see underneath it, kinda. But I also don't think it's that important to, you can just move the mini out of the way. I agree, Sammy D, that the most important thing in this discussion, and what we're not really talking about, is how much fun basing can be. Which is why Scott has made like 4 videos all about making bases and nothing else.
Yeah. They're tiny little dioramas, and like they take so little time. And it's like you can really get like a bite-sized feeling for what it is to make a diorama.
And they're free.
Yeah, a lot of the materials for basing are very inexpensive, and so it's just like it's so high impact. It's so low cost, low time, high impact.
It's funny, that's not what I meant by free, but it's absolutely also true that they're incredibly cheap. I meant like that they're completely free form. You're not bound to the model at all. But
sure.
Also, yes, you don't even need to buy a bunch of expensive paints or basing materials or whatever. You just go out in your yard.
Yeah.
You experience nature, and from it create art.
Oh God, going outside?
It's okay, you can go out at night. When it's looking. Grand Central Electra says, basing is the first step for me. It helps me decide paint schemes and themes. That's an interesting question. How many people do the bases first, and how many people paint the models first and then do the bases later?
I think mostly I'm probably painting the model first, but sometimes I have definitely painted base first. So yeah, Mike says, I just spent $40 on fairy garden supplies, and I think I have basing stuff for a good long while now. Yeah. I got some resin basing bits from Black Site Studios when I was down there visiting them. They let me go on a bit of a shopping spree, which was kind of a dream come true. Like at the
They just let you loose in the warehouse and go, everything you can fit in this bag in 5 minutes.
Basically. I felt too bad though. I didn't just take whatever I wanted. I let Ben pick it all for me, and he was incredibly generous. He gave me 2 of every Yasfiga sprue, like every model sprue. Sorry, not sprue. SKU. He gave me 2 of every Yasfiga model SKUs, so all the minis, 2 of them. He gave me a terrain set, so that there's like a whole MDF laser cut terrain set for Yafsiga. And then he also gave me some of the bases. He gave me some of the neoprene mat for the game. So I'm fucking set up.
You'll see all this stuff on stream like next week, probably. When it gets here. Because Scott couldn't fit it in his bag.
Couldn't fit it in my bag. Ben is wonderful. Epic basing is a great thing too. What are you doing now so late, kid? Looking for basing materials, officer? You got like a scoop and you're trying to like pick up dirt and shit.
JTP Crusade just gifted 5 subs.
Woo! Thank you, JTP. Appreciate it.
Already halfway to the next giveaway.
Halfway.
Also, Iron Terrans subscribed with Prime for 10 months.
Okay.
It might be Terrains, but I don't know.
Is it?
There's no two R's in the middle.
Okay.
Could be Iron T Irans as well. Why not? The world is my oyster.
I hadn't played Yafsiga yet until I did that stream at their place, but it's a really solid game. I'm excited to play more of it. It's like it wasn't very complicated to like go from watching their gameplay video to just playing the full game. So I felt like it was pretty easy to learn.
Juice Fruit says, since moving to New York, my supply of dirt and gravel road basing material has become somewhat constrained. To which I say, rent a jackhammer.
Go start mining the sidewalk.
You don't even need to take off a lot. Maybe 6-inch square would be enough basing material for like several full armies.
They'll understand.
You just have to wear the right attire. If you got that hard hat, high-vis jacket, and that no-shaven 4-day look, no one will bother you. It's pure. Yeah. Blue 9 gets it.
Oh, it seems that I have fucked this airbrush needle.
Again?
Or maybe not. I can't tell. I thought I did. Maybe it was just some black paint. I think it was some black paint. There's a black paint on one side of the needle that made it seem like it was crooked in one direction. Yeah, it looks pretty damn straight. I think we're good, chat. Appreciate the concern, though. All right, we're gonna base coat with Rakarth Flesh. It's not as bright as Wraithbone, and what I'm hoping is because of that, when we apply an instant paint to the skin suit area, it will appear closer to black than if I were to have used Wraithbone. And then also, Rakarth Flesh is a better base for the armor than just really bright Wraithbone. So let's do that. I might want to add a little bit of Averland Sunset to it, because maybe make my khaki a little bit more golden yellow to kind of like tie it in with the scheme, and also just to kind of see what that feels like. Let's get some paint. I have over 1,200 3D printing files for basing and basing bits. Between that and a texture paste, basing is a breeze. Yeah, I fucking bet. That's awesome. It's a nice little solution you have for yourself there. This is going to be a base coat, so I want it to be quite thick.
Thick.
Turn up the PSI a little bit because our paint's thicker. Nice, that's looking pretty good actually.
What am I doing? What?
I wanted to add yellow to this, didn't I?
I mean, you said something about adding some Averland Sunset to it.
Whoops!
Scott, do you have any advice on painting lighter human skin tones? I don't know if
I think I do.
Okay.
Give me a second. I'm gonna base coat this, and then I will talk about lighter human skin tones. I don't think I did a great job cleaning up this model. Like getting rid of mold lines and remnant sprue parts. Oh well.
It's just an opportunity to add weathering, Scott.
Yeah.
The real reason to go grimdark, the best reason, is because, oh yeah, there's like a little bit of sprue there. I'll just cover that up with some rust and some other stuff. Easy.
Okay. That was easy. Oh.
What'd you just do?
I dropped the model into the green paint, but it only touched on the spiky bit. Like his little horn right there. Got some green on it, but that's it. Easy. Okay, pale skin tone isn't very different than dark skin tone. In fact, pale skin tone is a lot more similar to black skin tone than you think it is. All of skin actually exists in the same hue band. It just goes up and down in value. It gets darker and lighter. So if you want to paint a lighter skin tone, you just need to start from a lighter place. So say when you paint a tan skin tone, you start with what's the classic skin tone in GW's range called? Whatever that skin tone is.
Reichland. No, that's the
shade. Wash. Yeah. Whatever it is. Say you start there. Instead of starting there, start at your first highlight step as your base coat, and then build up from there, following your exact same steps. Just by shifting up the value, and by ending on a brighter highlight and starting at a brighter base coat, you'll just get a paler skin tone. I'm not sure if that really helps out though. Katie and Flesh Tone, thank you.
Just
Katie
start at pallid witch flesh. Easy.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, you could.
Be very light, but you could.
Did you guys see the faces for the new cities figure? It's pretty insane detail. I mean, just the models in general have pretty insane detail.
Oh yeah, Dan was telling me that there are new city stuff.
Oh, there is like new stuff.
Yeah, hang on. Gotta look at it because they're cool. What is the Fall of Cadia Mega Edition? I don't care.
Mega Edition.
Comes with a medal. I don't want no medal. I just want minis. Oh yeah, these guys are cool. God damn it. Am I a Cities player now? Oh, I want to put this in its own window.
I could try to do some dry brushing on these guys. Nah. Ah, don't stick. Okay. Got that khaki base coat down.
Here you go, Scott. Here are the new guys.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so regarding the faces, very, very nice, very solid sculpts. They're really going out of their way to like diversify the range in terms of ethnicity. Like you can see very clearly that there are some different ethnicities in these skin tones. In the sculpts, not in the skin tones. Skin tones is obvious. In terms of the actual model design, though, I don't know. Kind of just it seems more machine than dude to a fault. I'm not sure if that's the right way to say that.
It's a shield with a handgun in it, and then a guy standing behind it.
Yeah, it just seems very kludgy.
I think they made the decision to take photos of these only from the front and some of them from the side on, which kind of just makes it appear that way because it's a big shield.
Yeah, it's like this could be it's like the same shape. It's the same shape as a paint pot. It's like a big cylinder, dude. I don't know. It's okay. So I do love some of the models in this range. These ones I'm not super keen on. Okay, so for this khaki armor, there are a lot of things that we could do. I think these guys look way better on white than they do on black.
Yeah, this is the alt sculpt stuff.
Like you can see way more of the things that are going on.
This is awesome. I'm so about this.
That's like a known inspired scheme. Oh, that guy's cool.
Black Powder Squire. Cool.
That's pretty cool. Okay, for the khaki, we have options. We could dry brush with a bright white, airbrush with a zenithal white bright. We could do a combination of those two things. We could introduce a little bit of warmth in the shading with an airbrush. We could skip all of that and just do a white edge highlight, just do that one thing. We could do all of those things, I'm always curious, like what's enough? At what point have I, done enough? And of course, all that stuff is going to get onto the white khaki, which I think is going to be fine. Sorry, the skin suit, because the skin suit is going to be just obliterated with an instant paint or a speed paint or whatever I use. The question is the white armor. How much love does that need? And the answer is I don't know. Let's do a white zenithal highlight, a warm shadow, and then an edge highlight. That's what I would normally do if I were just sitting here by myself. Why must people make things look good? I'm broke. I hate that GW and other companies make stuff that I want, but I can't afford it. They are targeting me in my most vulnerable state. Dry brush with Wraithbone. I think if I'm going to dry brush, I think it's going to be probably
a more significant jump in value than just Rakarth Flesh or Wraithbone. Also, I'm not very good at dry brushing. You know? You know?
Yeah, but how do you get good at things, Scott?
You don't practice on your army.
Oh, okay.
Never practice. Never do anything.
Just do the same thing you've always done.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't paint bravely.
Scott, I need an adult. I think when it comes to army painting, a lot of the steps you take have to be like really high value steps. Like they need to really make a difference from 5 feet away. And if they're not doing that, they're not worth your time. And that's like a really hard pill to swallow. I mean, it's not even a rule. That's just kind of like, that's kind of what it seems like the direction that people are going in right now for army painting. It's like they will forego painting many details on the model because truthfully, you can't really see them. Like they're not visible. But when you pick the model up, they become visible and problematic. Now, some people are like, I don't care about 5 feet. I want it to look good from 1 foot, and they'll paint all the details. And for the longest time, that's the kind of person that I was. But I think I'm starting to become maybe somewhere in the between. I do want to paint things nicely, but I also don't want to care about every single detail on the model if I can avoid it.
You can also do both.
How do you do both?
Which is to say, sometimes you paint an army to a 5 foot standard, and sometimes you paint an army to a 1 foot standard. It depends on how much you care about the army in the game.
Sure, I guess.
Professional Paint Liquor says every model deserves my love and affection. But the question is, how much love and affection does it really deserve?
Right. Right. That is the question. And honestly, that's a really hard question for me to answer. And it's kind of why army painting is so interesting to me, just because there is that question that I don't know the answer to.
My standard is my army needs to look at least as good as my opponent's. I can never have the less good looking army. Which is why I'll never play against Vince.
Okay.
Lummox Beast gifted a sub.
Okay, let's do some very mild white highlights. Not mild, but like, they're there. Does anyone know of STLs for Dark Eldar heads that aren't stupid looking? Is that an option?
Yes.
Can I see them?
No.
Okay. Did I catch the new Spider-Verse? I did not catch the new Spider-Verse movie, but I do want to watch it.
I went and saw it, and I cried.
I think you mentioned that before. Yeah. So I mean, I think I've only heard good things about it, and I really want to see it. Ninjons.
I think what I said on stream about it was, after seeing the movie, I realized that I will never experience something in my own life.
That
intense.
It was very depressing.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. JTP is recommending I take John's. I don't think it's a masterclass. It's just a YouTube video, isn't it? I would be fine with that. I mean, I know what is said in the video. I know the idea of the new dry brushing methodology. I just need to actually try it out and get good at it. There is definitely some skill there to learn, and I have not learned it yet.
Scott has yet to get good.
Exactly. I don't know why I'm spraying and I have a fucking container to spray extra liquid into. Okay, we're gonna do the white edge highlight first. No, we're gonna do the shading first and then the white edge highlight because the shading might go a little bit too crazy and then the white edge highlight will bring us back a little bit. So let's do the shading first. And the question is, what should we use? I kind of want to use like a yellowy, browny color. So sepia typically is that perfect in between. But what paint should I use? Should I use a speed paint? Let's do a speed paint.
Speed paint.
Speed paint! I don't want too yellow.
Browser, I don't remember why.
Actually, I don't want to use speed paint because I don't know what colors these are. It's like impossible to tell. Fuck it, let's try it out. Who cares? Hardened leather, that seems pretty good. Sand golem. You know what I'll do? I'll just put some into my paper towel, and that'll give me an idea of what it will look like. Pastel yellow, oh, not a bad idea. Pallid bone, that's possible. That seems too yellow. Rigor mortis seems too green. Howling sand, maybe?
Scott, I've almost caught up with you on MCP stuff.
Oh yeah?
Colossus is closing in on being done.
You almost caught up with the 2 models that I painted?
That's right. I have a painted Wolverine that I'm not happy with, but I don't care. And I have a almost painted Colossus.
Okay.
Which I'm starting to be happy with, but I definitely want to kill myself. I was challenged to do NMM on Colossus.
Oh.
It's like, fine.
It does look good. I think last you showed us it was in a pretty good place.
It's come further along. It's looking fine. I posted a picture on the Discord last night, but I'm like 6 hours in or something at this point.
How's that feel to be painting for that long?
I just don't want this.
Okay. Yeah. Now you know. Now you've identified that. Sand golem's kind of orangey. You need to prime and speed paint those lids. Yeah, that would be a bad idea. That would definitely not be a bad idea. Nazdrag yellow is a little bit too ochre. It's a little bit too yellowy. Hear me out. Borderlands Psycho Heads. See, that sounds like not a bad idea.
Oh, that's what I was gonna pull up. Yeah. So you want heads that don't look dumb. There are because it's 40K. There are 250,000 options for heads in STLs.
Okay, yeah.
Whatever you want. Like, if you're looking for Age of Sigmar heads, the pickings are very slim. 40K stuff, it's like, oh yeah, sure. Here's like 50 different versions of that.
I just want better designed Dark Eldar heads, if I'm being quite honest.
Do you want the big TP helmets? Do you want something else?
I just want to see what the options are. I want to see what the community considers Dark Eldar worthy, and then I want to see if because I think it's a very subtle thing that will fix the problem for me with these helmets. Like they're not. Some of them are okay. Some of them are not okay. I'm just curious what the options are. The open whiting. Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I noticed that myself, and I was like, this needs to get fixed right now. Removing the spikes, I think that could work. I think it's something just simple like that, but there's something more to it. All right, I want to shake them all up, and then hell yes, fellow Dark Eldar player. What up, Mr. Mark West? All right, put me on the painting cam, Evan. We're gonna see
You are on the painting camera, and you
right.
have been the whole time.
I'm gonna turn up the exposure so that this white paper towel is not overexposed. And then I'm going to just do some tests here.
Testing.
We're gonna just see what this paint looks like. So that's far too yellow. That's pastel yellow. Pastel my fucking ass. No way. That is so bright.
I think all of these are going to look different than how they actually look on the model on a paper towel.
What's the best methodology here then?
You want something hard.
Hard.
Scott wants something hard. Because like they're pigmented inks that are designed to spread out more, but you're depositing all the pigment into one spot on a paper towel because it's just sucking up all the moisture.
I think this is going to give me an idea of the direction the paint is going to go in. Obviously, I can apply this paint more translucently, and it's not going to be that bad. But I don't want to start out that yellow. But we'll see. That is just straight up khaki. Maybe that's an option. That's very similar to the base coat, though. What was the last one we just did? This one. Ochre clay. That one's got a little bit of brown. I mean, obviously it's brown, but also it's got some yellow greeny in there, which is kind of interesting. This one, bony matter, is kind of like a straight up brown. Pallid bone. Okay. A little bit brown, more yellowish. I think ochre clay is still winning in my brain. This is more red. That's a definite loss. Or I don't want that at all. And then lastly, hardened leather. Also, too red. Okay, I think I do like ochre clay the most. We'll give that a shot and see what happens. Who knows? Try a plastic spoon? How could you? Bony Matter was my nickname in high school. Nice. San Sarai, thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. Okay. I'm gonna add in some AK Interactive airbrush thinner here. And then we will add in just not a tiny amount, maybe like 3-to-1 thinner to speed paint. Because this was quite dark.
Anyone find any good Prime deals today?
Dude, go to the Wirecutter summarizes all the Prime deals for like the ones that are worth looking at.
Yeah, Wirecutter's pretty cool.
Do you have an Ogre Brown from Scale 75's instant color range? I think that's what you're looking for. I should. Yeah, I'll take a look. Why not? I never use those paints and I should use them. Ogre
Miniature
Brown.
painting summarized.
Yeah, no shit.
I never use those paints and I should. I have them.
I do have the entire range. I'm actually seeing one in here that I kind of like called Phoenix Egg. Maybe not. Maybe when I shake that up, it won't be as nice. Ogre though, you say, eh?
Ogre?
Is that Phoenix? I think it is. Ogre skin? Is that what OSW Zen Kiki said?
Oh.
Acid green, sulfur yellow.
I don't read chat. Only nerds hang out in chat. Ogre Brown from Scale 75 Instant.
That seems too yellow. Oh, it's got to be in here. Endurance brown, grizzly brown, rage brown, frenzy orange, ogre brown. All right, let's see. These are kind of mixed up at this point. Oh, maybe you're right. That does look kind of orange, like brown and yellow. Let's take a look here.
I just want a Jupiter.
The reason he is looking so long says enough about how much paint he has. I have a lot of paint, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I don't buy a lot of it. People send it to me.
It's funny. I know quite a few people that have more paint than Scott does, but Scott has plenty. P. Lunty.
Okay, I can already Well, who knows?
I use Ogre Brown for B1 battle droids in Star Wars Legion. It's my go-to yellow-brown color.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah, okay.
Quite a
Makes
wreck.
sense.
All right, let's switch this. This is kind of like a skin tony color. Even though that is skin tony, this is a possibility. This could, maybe it isn't dark enough, but that could work. But this one, let's put it next to the one that I have chosen. That's pretty damn good. That is definitely a contender. I thinned down this other one we did, that one. So let's see. Let's see if that one thinned down kind of gets us where we want to go to. We'll paint one side of the model with that, and then if it's not looking good, then we'll try a different option. Sometimes I like to airbrush my hand just to kind of get an idea for opacity. That's not looking too bad. It's not looking too bad. Let's see though. Do the focus. All right, do a little bit of recording. How do you like Broken Anvils so far? What do you mean by that question?
Didn't Broken Anvil send you some pre-production paints?
They did a while ago, yeah.
I think that's what they were referring to.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, like twice.
I haven't used the paint beyond my original attempts. I do not know. Just gonna apply some warmth to the bottom side of their armor here. I'm gonna do it on the his left side. Okay, I think we are too yellowy. When you start to get like max opacity with this paint, even though it is thinned down over top of beige, it turns very yellowy. Also, we're super low exposure right now. Sorry, because of that white. Maybe it shouldn't be that high.
Live on air production adjustments.
Even crazier while I'm recording for the video.
You can just fix it in post.
Yeah. The other thing that I'm concerned about is just that I want this shading to be visible. Again, if it's not visible, then it's not worth my time.
Another good statement about miniature painting in general. If it's not visible, it's not worth my time.
Are you joking or?
No, I mean, like, that's an important thing to keep in mind. For army painting in particular.
Yeah. So one way it could be visible is by having the shading on the upper side of that shoulder, having the highlight meet in the middle of his thigh plate armor here, so having a little bit of shading on the edge here as well. Again, I don't care about overspray onto the skin suit because I'm gonna just hit that with a black contrast paint, and then like everything's gonna be, black. What's the PSI? Right now when I'm doing like very close and accurate airbrushing, I am airbrushing on 10, 11 PSI right now. And also it's very thin paint, which is how I'm able to go a little bit lower on the PSI. Okay, that's too yellow. Let's try out OSW's and Kiki's recommendation in Ogre Brown. I think that might be a little bit better actually. Also, thank you for the recommendation. I almost always do sub-assemblies. I know it won't be visible, but I will know. That's fine. I mean, the only issue I have with sub-assemblies and people doing them is if you doing sub-assemblies is one of the things that's preventing you from finishing the army, then it's a problem. Please, only my parents call me by full name. You can simply call me Zinkiki. Okay, we'll do.
OSW, no problem.
All right, Ogre Brown. Let's see where we're at. That was 4 drops of that. How about 4 drops of thinner? Let's keep it simple. You know, it might be just a very similar amount of brown. We will see, though. Yeah, that's yellow. Okay, something I did not consider is the undercoat. How much the undercoat is affecting the how this paint is coming across. And so this one, I have another one here. Let's go back to whatever one that was, because that one might get us closer to the kind of shading I'm looking for on this model. Because I don't want it to be yellow, so yellow. Although, I don't know, yellow shaded white is kind of cool. Well, that's too red. That is too red as well. Desolate brown. This is one I didn't experiment with. This is dark wood. Maybe. Was it bony matter? Yeah, it was bony matter. Okay, we'll try that one out.
You're bony matter.
Are these all speed paint? Rude, first of all. Second of all, no. Some are instant paint, some are speed paint, and then earlier we were using contrast paint, so we're kind of running the gamut right now. Miniac, it's an opaque paint, but maybe try mahogany. Mahogany is a super nice color. Big fan of mahogany. The last time I used it, it was pretty red. It's like basically someone took red and then put black in it, and it was very warm. Which not in my head, it's not what I'm going for, but maybe that's an option.
Yeah, mahogany is a very red brown. I do love that paint.
I do love it too.
I use it too often.
Which is very nice. Okay. I think the 1-to-1 ratio is pretty good. So we'll do that again. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
What kind of theme are you looking for your head, Scott?
Kind of theme.
Yeah.
Okay, if you could find Desert Dark Eldar, that would be amazing.
Desert Dark Eldar. Right.
I just thought of that right now for the first time. I don't know if that's even a thing that exists, but if that's a thing that exists, that's what I want. Otherwise, Snakebite, that could be an option for sure, for sure. Okay, this is looking pretty good. There's not enough contrast paint though, or whatever this is called, speed paint.
Speed paint.
All right, we're at 6 to 4 drops. Actually, let's just go more. Let's go 2 to 1. 2 to 1. Okay, you see that shade on the side of the helmet? That's kind of like what I'm going for. Maybe a brown, but a little yellowy as well. I'm gonna try to paint over the yellow with some of this brown. Did you guys see Jose Da Vinci just absolutely roasting people on Instagram?
No.
He was like doing it for like a joke thing, and it was kind of funny. Since I'm here while I'm painting, what color would you guys mix with violet to get a subtle highlight color? I would use lilac. If you go to Jose Da Vinci's Instagram page, he was making a lot of Instagram reels where he was just like poking fun at people's painting ability. I think Scott would also enjoy the GW Corsair kit heads. Is that only in the Kickstarter? Sorry, is that only in the Kill Team box? I think it maybe.
Okay, but what are these for? That thing has happened where I've randomly stumbled across a miniatures company that I've never heard of before, and I'm like, okay, but I want this. I bet you can guess what they are, Scott. Got like a 50-50 chance between the two things.
A company that you found, but you don't know what the models are used for?
Yeah.
Dark Sword?
What? No.
Reaper?
No. I know those companies. Never heard of this company. And I don't know what game this would be for.
I have no idea.
I'm saying, what would the models be of?
Oh, Greco-Roman dudes?
Close, but no.
Damn.
It's big robots. Look at these things.
Oh.
I'm like...
These are kind of fun.
I'm down. I have no idea what these would be used for. I mean, other than just like proxy for 40K or whatever. But this is definitely one of those sites that's assembled in 2003 kind of thing.
Okay, like this feels like a good amount of shading, like that would be visible on a model from 5 feet away. I think what I also want to do, I want to like recess shade, because the model's got so many recesses on it. I just don't know how to do that without spending forever on each individual miniature. I could like gloss varnish it and then do like a enamel pin wash. That just seems like a waste of time.
This was what I saw on Google Images that got me to click on this page, because I'm looking for your desert heads right now. I was like, these are desert dudes. Maybe they got other sci-fi desert dudes.
Some kind of thing like that could be cool. Just oil wash the whole thing? Time to commission a custom skull. That'd be fucking cool.
That would be cool.
That's what I did.
Yeah, that's what Evan did for his Stormcast.
And then the first appearance of those on a Stormcast on stream was on eBay Miniature Rescue. God damn it.
Okay,
I'm not gonna do an oil wash right now, but I want to get an idea for what this is gonna look like. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do a recess shade, which is like, this is what I do when I'm coming up with a paint scheme. I'll just paint the model like however the fuck I want to, because I'm trying to figure out what I want the model to look like where I want the colors to go on the figure. And then I'll figure out later like how I'm gonna make the paint scheme faster. I don't know why I'm trying to combine the two steps in one. I never do that. Streaking grime, another great example, or another great idea for doing an enamel wash. I was thinking about using the bony whatever leather, bony matter, to do the panel lining. So let's give it a shot here.
All right, so there's some heads in this. Can I just see the heads, please? This is a big-ass pack. Oh, yeah, that's a pretty good shot. Let's get that on its own page.
By the way, if you guys don't know why the screen is going black, I am starting and stopping recording on my camera. Boney M, Rasputin intensifies, and that's why it's happening. I don't know. Right now, it's taking a very long time to record the 10 seconds of footage I just recorded to my SD card. That has never taken that long ever. Don't know why.
Maybe it's because we've been streaming for a while. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's heating up.
Yeah, it's chugging. All right, what do you think of these heads?
Let me see.
These are like, I would say, heavily Fremen inspired kind of things.
This is getting close to something that I could be very fucking cool. I don't know about the hoods because they don't have like capes or anything. I feel like you can only wear hoods if you have a cape. That doesn't make any sense, does it?
I used to agree with that, and then I've seen some cool stuff since then that like you don't really need a cape to pull off the hood look. But
that could totally work.
I think there's some other stuff on here that are non-hooded heads. Let me poke around a
bit. The top middle one is very cool. Like that
with the hood pulled back slightly.
Yeah, and the goggles you can see his or her face. That
yeah,
one.
See,
really
there's more heads in this pack too. Like that one on the left there.
Okay.
That one doesn't have a hood.
I think this is the key. I think this is the key, chat.
There's some also cool bespoke sculpts in this set as well. So, yeah, you can see this gigantic... There's this block of heads in the top left here.
Oh!
They don't have an individual picture of all those, but I can see that some of them are unhooded and have hair and stuff, and some of them have helmets. So, not the best layout of photographs for your pack, but this is a cool pack of minis. So, there you go. Anvil Digital Forge.
Thank you. That'd be so. I think that'd be actually super cool to have like a deserty helmet. I'm trying to think like how much would that kill the Dark Eldar feel to have a different helmet? Because like that is like a huge part of what makes them feel like Dark Eldar is their helmet. But I would say like the vast majority of them, like 70% of the helmets, I'm not super keen on.
Yeah, I've always thought that the helmets look incredibly dorky and not in a fun way.
Yeah.
I think that if I wanted to retain sort of the Eldar vibe but get rid of the dorky helmets, I would do something like this.
Okay.
use some of the Rakarth or I forget what this particular part of the Dark Eldar world is called.
Just
the bone fleshy dudes.
Yeah, just go for the death mask kind of thing.
Death mask kind of thing.
I did find some ones that are more on the spectrum of regular style. Like, let me just get this in a new tab, please. Thank you. These could be a deserty vibe depending on how you do them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You mix those in with the other ones we were looking at?
Yeah.
Yep.
That could definitely work. And like these are kind of like the same helmets you would see for like a Reaver jet biker, which I also do like those ones a lot too. But these are even a little bit cooler. And I like the helmeted heads because like they're in the desert environment and they need like sun protection and like air protection.
I mean, if you wanted to go all out, you could paint these like NASA helmets, where it's like a highly reflective anti-sun coating.
Yeah, like a chrome helmet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's really cool actually. I think that would really work.
Yeah, super polarized lens.
You could even like, if the spot color is teal, you could make the helmet like just a little bit of a cooler silver. And
yeah, like a teal chrome kind of.
Yeah, kind of, but not like super gaudy, but like just a little bit.
Get that color shift paint, baby.
Oh, color shift paint. That could be really cool actually. Oh, damn it, Evan.
I'm good at this.
I now have to do more work.
I'll just throw the link to you on Discord so you can.
Yeah, throw me both of the.
I already did on the other
Dooney ones. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. I can't see what chat's saying. I'm so distant from them right now. Chat, how you doing? What do you think of these? Chrome red, stealth look, turbo dark. The fuck out of those heads for sure, dude. Yeah, like a color, like a pearlescent, opalescent kind of thing. That could also work. Chat, we're doing it.
So we're doing a 40K escalation league now? That's what's happening?
I don't know what's happening, but all I know is that I'm working on the Combat Patrol. So if you want to do that with me, you are welcome to do that.
Can you do combat patrols that are all giant robots?
Like Night Titans?
Sure.
I don't think so.
Game sucks.
Although I don't know. Like I'm definitely not the right person to ask. Chat would definitely know more than me. I'm so down for 10th edition Kill Your Friends games. Yeah, I know a buddy of mine wanted to play Combat Patrol. And I was like, you know what? I should make some 40K videos. And so that's why we're doing what we're doing right now. This is definitely not a solution like what I'm doing right now, like painting in recesses. This is like a waste of time. But I want to do this, and then I want to see what it's going to look like. I think it's going to look really cool with the black armor. You certainly can do Combat Patrol with Grey Knights, Evan.
Yeah, but Grey Knights are just Space Marines.
Yeah, but yeah, it's true. I don't know. Do you not like Space Marines?
I don't hate Space Marines. I just want bigger robots. I don't want exosuits. I want robots that have to be piloted.
Okay.
Azathoth says Turbo Truck doesn't really work on curves that small, at least in my experience. That's actually super fair to see that shift effect. You want like a bigger, like a vehicle hull or something like that. I got some spare Corsair heads. If you could, if I could post along, Miniac, if you think they are useful. Thank you, Adric Knight. That makes sense. I'm going to do the black stealth suit first, because if I get any black on the edges of the white armor, then I will be able to fix it with a white edge highlight. I don't know why all of a sudden this SD card has decided that it's not an appropriate speed.
It's just gonna let the magic smoke out soon.
Let the magic smoke out.
You never heard that term before?
No.
That's when the electronics die.
Oh, yeah.
The magic is what makes electronics work, and you let it out with the magic smoke, and then the electronics don't chooch no more. Only Tau have any robots in their combat patrol. Well, I'm a Tau player then. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
I mean, they won't look like Tau or be Tau, but I'll play Tau. Got it. Actually, I think Tau robots are pretty cool overall, but I'd rather do something more militaristic.
Like Space Marines.
No, like the truth is, I really like half of the vibe of Astra Militarum, but the problem is everything GW is like too cartoony. I would like something that looks a little bit more modern military.
Okay. Ah, shit.
I want robots that look like modern main battle tanks, basically.
I think if I were you, I would look into who were the guys that came with the Kabalite Trueborn in the kill team. They're like the Arbites. I think those guys would look kind of like the vibe that you're going for.
I mean, people know what I want is BattleTech. Adric Knight. In production, we say everything is a smoke machine if you use it wrong enough. That's true.
Arbites?
Yeah, Conflict 47. There's also Dust Tactics, or the whole Dust thing. Those are very cool. I have some of those. But most of that stuff kind of hinges around like a more Korea, Vietnam War era vibe, or even World War II. I definitely typed in Kavalite Arb, and then it was like Arby's, like the restaurant. And now it's just telling me we have the meats. They're fine. It's just not the vibe I'm looking for, Huddleston.
What's fine?
The vibe of like deathcore and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
I've found plenty of Astra Militarum alternates for the dudes that I think are very cool. Both some Roman-inspired ones and some more modern-inspired ones. But like there is no version of a Sentinel that I think looks good, for instance. Yes. OSW, that's exactly it. Evan wants Metal Gear meets 40K. You got it. 100%. Yeah, I've seen these ones before.
The Arbites or Arbites, whatever the fuck they're called.
No, I'm looking at it's a Station Forge pack of I can't believe it's not Astra Militarum.
Okay.
The walkers don't quite do it for me. The issue I have with them is they're still incredibly impractically designed, and also how do I put this? What I want on my giant robots in my dream world is when you're building a tank model kit, part of what makes it a tank model kit is you like take bags and put them in little spots to show that, like, oh yeah, this is one of the crewmen's sleeping bag and stuff like that. My big problem with a lot of wargaming minis is they don't have any of that stuff. Like the actual design that goes into a tank of, oh yeah, this is the little like carriage rack that holds extra ammo for the machine gun and things like that. And they strip all that off for simplicity, but it's like I want a military robot that actually looks like a piece of military equipment. And these don't. They look like something that you'd find in a sci-fi cartoon. And that's cool. Make them on Blunder. I'm going to make them on Blunder, not Blender. It's my off-brand, reclosed source Blender alternative called Blunder. Yeah, exactly. I want stowage. I want...
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying by stowage.
Yeah, like I want things that show that someone designed this for a person to operate it, rather than I just want something that looks cool in a photo. Where are my handholds to climb up the thing to get into the cockpit? You know, where's the lever that actually opens the door? Like, I think dreadnoughts are super cool and everything, but they have the same fundamental problem that Space Marines do, which is the gun has a magazine. Where does the Space Marine keep the magazines? He's wearing armor with no pouches.
Fair.
Yeah, dreadnoughts get a pass on that because literally the guy is built into the vehicle.
Are you guys starting to feel me on this model? This scheme? Like this looks like this is never gonna look as cool, right? The white armor is the way to go, and like I'm not even done yet.
I'm not sure I feel the full black boots, but I agree that the scheme on the left is overall better. And definitely if you're going for that Desert Troop vibes, it makes a lot more sense to be wearing that than wearing like almost entirely black armor.
Yeah. Big Sardaukar energy, yeah. The boots look weird. See, I think if you're gonna have boots, I don't know. I'd rather them be dark than them be light, because the way I see it is that the feet and hands are extraneous details to the model, and so I don't want to draw attention to them. And the fact that they are black compared to the cream armor does draw attention to them, but I think it draws less attention than if it's black armor and white boots. At least in my head, that's what I'm thinking. Boots keep tracking my eyes downward. Maybe some more focus on the helmet. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're right. Some kind of like, obviously painting the sigil on his forehead, or if I had those helmets that Evan found earlier, a giant chrome dome would help to draw attention away from the thing. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think I need to learn how to use speed paint because it just looks like shit. It looks so bad. I don't want it to look bad. I want it to look like mediocre. I don't know.
Put that on his epitaph.
Yeah.
I don't want it to look bad. I want it to look mediocre.
I mean, it's true. All right, we'll do a little bit A little bit of edge highlighting. Hit those eyes with some teal. Where's that one speed paint that Dan loves so much? What's it called? Something turquoise? Dan, you in chat? What's that thing called? I mean, any turquoise is gonna work right now.
Aethermatic blue.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Who got that one?
Dan.
Dan!
It's like Dan's favorite color.
Dan's favorite speed paint. Uses it all the time. Loves that Aethermatic blue. I don't know if I have it, though. That's the thing.
Definitely worth the 10,000 channel points. We need to set up the speaker.
See that side of the what?
The speaker.
Oh, so we can hear the sounds?
So you can hear the sound alerts, yeah.
Who, did someone do something funny?
They were laughing at Dan loving Aethermatic blue. They did the Rich Evans laugh for 10,000 points.
I don't have Aethermatic blue anywhere easily accessible, so I'm just gonna do this one, Pterodon turquoise.
Not at all the same, but pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, probably the same thing. We're gonna do one eyeball blue and one eyeball yellow, just to get an idea, you know? This is a test model. Who fucking cares if they've got different colored eyeballs?
They're all going to get repainted again anyway.
Yeah, or at least portions of them will get repainted.
Completely. Head to toe.
Totally redone.
Simple green, start over from nothing.
Do I want chartreuse? I don't think I want chartreuse. I think I want a bright yellow.
Anyway, chat, basically what I want is Titanfall, but in miniature world.
Yeah. I feel like Arbites are the thing that you want. Am I crazy?
How the hell do I spell Arbites?
Just like it's like the German word for to work. It's ARBITES.
Oh yeah, these guys. They're cool.
Scott's gonna wind up loving two different eye colors and fuck himself into having to do that for the whole army.
They're okay. I do like that they have the armored dog.
Armored dog.
These guys definitely still have the same problem as Space Marines, where it's like you're just wearing armor. Where do you keep the grenades for your grenade launcher, man?
My white paint is somewhere out here, right? Yeah, it is. Anthrax, I am the law. Nice. I had an I am the law shirt when I was in high school. I don't know what happened to it. I also had a Fistful of Metal album. I had I am the law and Fistful of Metal. I didn't listen to a ton of Anthrax. They were too punky for me. I needed them to be thrashier and heavier. All right, get a little bit of white ink, a little bit of white paint. Arbites. See, okay, is that how you pronounce the word? Arbites? Because I've been led to believe maybe it's not that. Or maybe I just don't know how to read pronunciation things. I just met Scotty. Oh, you met Scotty Ian this last weekend? That's fucking cool. Scotty Ian being the lead guitarist for Anthrax, in case anyone was curious.
RBTs. Oh, I've seen these before. These are cool, but not what I'm looking for. The Hasegawa stuff. These are more in the vein of like the rest of the Machine and Kruger kind of stuff. which
Arbor Days.
are cool, but not quite what I'm looking for.
If they were going to see their yarbites, I think it's faux Latin like everything. So it's arbides.
Arbites.
Arbides. All right. No more recording for the stream.
I mean, we're pretty close to no more streaming for the stream.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that. Don't worry, stream. I won't be recording with my camera anymore. Also, stream. We're ending soon.
Arbites. We have the bees.
Yarbides.
Sony camera overheating? Sony cameras?
Yeah, no one got any Sony cameras over here. We're rocking all Panasonic. So yeah,
Truly
I like
the best brand that has Panasonic in the name.
What?
Huh?
I'm lost.
I'm giving a very, very limited and narrow endorsement of Panasonic cameras.
Oh, okay.
They are the best brand with Panasonic in the name.
Okay, I was confused. I was like, wait, Panasonic is a brand. Now I understand. Most of the time when I don't understand something, it's because someone's making a joke, and I'm just like, I just think they're being serious about something. Or making a normal comment.
Scott struggles with sarcasm.
I really do.
Yeah.
I think I used to think that it was just a internet like typing thing, but I don't think it's just that. I think it's all sarcasm I struggle with.
Oh, definitely. It's a known thing.
It's a known thing?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
For how long has it been known?
What is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you,
Great.
hear the lamentation of their women.
What is best in life?
How long has it been known? And then the Conan quote plays. I don't know. At least a year.
Overthinks things a bit too much. I think that is, yeah, I think you just nailed it on the head. I think I just overthink everything.
Yeah.
Anyways, this edge highlight is very helpful because it allows you to go to a really browny yellow place with your shading, but then you can do a little edge highlight right in that shadowy area, and it like kind of brings back some whiteness. And so it's kind of like you can really push the airbrush shading if you wanted to, and then come in with this little edge highlight and kind of like reclaim some white color. And then it kind of brings it back into the world of tan. So it's nice to be able to do this with an edge highlight.
Chat, this is where it's at for me. If I could have a whole model range that embraced the aesthetic of Titanfall 2, because that's what this is, I'd be down. 100%. He's got pouches for his mags. There's some applique armor. There's cameras. There are handholds. Sensors. The whole thing. Looks like a piece of gear. And it's a giant bucket that walks around and steps on people.
Does the word tactical apply here?
I don't know. No?
No?
Tactical is more like, I have my AR-15 and it's got rails and I have to make sure there's stuff on all the rails. but some people might disagree. Yeah, tactical would be what Mike Genie's saying. Evan just wants giant robots holding up knives that they wear on their belts that keep their robot pants up. Just Replicant. I don't know what brand the cameras are, but they would have Zeiss lenses, of course. Because they would want to put that on the box of the giant robot.
Okay. We'll probably end right about there. But yeah, I don't know about the teal or yellow eye. I think it kind of depends on what other elements on the model are going to be teal and yellowy. I think either could work. It really doesn't matter.
Hey, move your palette out of the way. Like, let's get that clean black background so we can really see how this thing looks.
Try to like show it without the calico eyes.
I mean, the calico eyes is kind of cool.
Let me fix. I got some blue on the underside of his eyelid.
Can't have that. Tell you what, the worst part of Colossus is I've tried to paint his eyes like 4 times now. Can't do it.
There you go. It's cleaned up. Yeah. So I gotta be honest with you. Even when I was painting my Dark Elder back in the day, like when I was in high school, I didn't even really like the scheme then. I was just painting them that way because I was like, I need to be different. I cannot paint them black.
I feel seen.
This is cooler than any scheme I've ever come up with for Dark Eldar, in my opinion. I think this is really cool. The green, maybe not the green. That could just as easily be a chocolatey brown, like scorched brown.
I think what you do with that green is you just have that be a unit spot color where everyone has a slightly different thing going on.
You could do that. But yeah, I like it a lot. Toadhammer says I think it looks great. Very sci-fi blend into the desert wasteland. Yeah, that is absolutely what I'm going for. I accidentally cut the key on the foot of the witch. Awkwardly pinned it into the base with a staple and green. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. There are definitely situations where like you could, I always do this with my armies, where like with a more elite army or a more elite unit, you could invert the color scheme. Looks nice, very Dune. Yeah, it's very Dune. That's where the original inspiration for redoing the scheme came from, I think. I think it's probably from watching Dune a lot, but when I first watched it a couple months ago. Yeah, but for like the Incubi, for instance, they could have black power armor and khaki fatigues. And then it'd be obvious that they're kind of more badass. Or like honestly, they could have yellow armor and khaki fatigues, or yellow armor and black fatigue. Like it really doesn't matter. Like any of these things work. Like they're all gonna mix together nicely because they're all kind of using a similar palette. But I like it. I think I like it a lot. Yeah, and Mike's got it right too with some pigment on the boots there because the boots are black, and so the pigment will show up nicely on the black boots. It's a good point. Say Incubi again. Incubi. Incubi. Yeah, I think.
How do you pronounce that word, Scott?
I don't know. I'm not gonna pretend to know. Incubi. How do you pronounce it?
No one knows. That's what we're gonna go with.
Okay.
It'll be one of the great mysteries.
Scott's saying it the Latin way. Yeah, I think an oil wash definitely could fit somewhere in this scheme. I really want it to stay this clean. I don't think I want it to be like too much dirtier than this, but who knows? Maybe I'll do it and I'll love the fact that it looks like dirty. So I'll try it. We'll see what happens. I'll remake the other video I already made and come up with a scheme that I actually like effectively. All right. Scott's got that. I grew up as a reader pronunciation. I don't know what that means.
Means that you've never heard the word said out loud.
Oh, for sure.
So like
Oh no, I have. I certainly have.
epitome is my favorite.
Oh, epitome, yeah.
Clearly, if you just read that word and you've never heard it and never made the connection, it is written as epitome.
Yeah. But also, I've definitely heard people say the word incubi before in many different ways, because there's the band called Incubi or Incubi. I've heard it both ways, but I don't know what it is. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out in chat today. Thank you for helping me with some color ideas and some different options. Always appreciate that. Who should we host?
Could raid Marco.
Marco Frezzoni.
He's live right now.
The only one pronunciation that gets me is when people pronounce the G in WOG. How about when I say Aquila? Or sorry, Akia. Does that get you too? Don't worry, GWs will release a language primer for $100. Oh, that's perfect. All right, yeah, let's raid our homie.
Yeah, let's raid Marco and ask him how to pronounce incubi.
I'm sure he'll fucking nail it. First take. GW does say incubi darkness all the time in their painting videos. I love how you it's typed out as if there is an implied pronunciation, but I think, yeah, I have no idea.
It's pronounced just like it's written.
Yeah, incubi. All right, I'll believe you, Azathoth. Okay.
Incubus, incubi.
We'll catch you guys next Tuesday for a painting stream and then a gaming stream. Not this Thursday, but the one after that. I don't know what game we're going to play yet, but I would love to try out either Legion or X-Wing. One of the two. We have people here who can teach us that either had a hand in developing the game or have fully painted armies or just they just know how to play the game very well.
They know.
So I'm excited to try that out for the first time. Not Shatterpoint. We already tried that one out. Definitely in the future though. I want to play Shatterpoint in the future for sure. All right, y'all. We're gonna send you over to Marco Frezzoni. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the support. We did a ton of subs today. Always appreciate that. Shout out to our winner, Mike Genie. But until then, we'll see you next Tuesday for another painting stream. Oh, also XR Ben SX. Thank you for the sub. All right, see ya. Peace.